COVID-19 has changed our lives in many different ways. Before the pandemic, Krishan Parmar was a fashion stylist working on red carpets. During the first lockdown, he started volunteering for Don's local action group and is now part of their marketing team. Our reporter Anna Minter spoke to Krishan Parmar to find out more.
From like a sort of personal point of view, what's the sort of motivation for you to sort of expend your time helping other people?
I guess from my point of view, it's kind of like there's a lot of kind of finger pointing happening at the moment, like kind of like what's gone wrong here, the government are to blame, the people are to blame, blah blah. But I think at this kind of stage, the main focus is just making sure that everyone is looked after. So and just everyone just kind of chipping in where they can, and then we can point things afterwards. There'll still be inquiries, there'll be all the sort of stuff that can happen kind of like retrospectively. But I feel like at the moment, if we're focusing on pointing fingers and finding like like blaming people for things, that every second that we spend blaming people, there are still those people are still going without. So I feel like that's kind of the biggest motivation for it, like regardless of what people's political allegiances are or what's going on in government, these people will still be going without unless people like myself and the guys at Don's are doing what we do.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, the group, I think there's 2,000 volunteers at the moment, and that's kind of like the biggest thing. There's all people from all different walks of life
Mm.
that are doing it. And I've read I mean, I think it was Bon Jovi that released a song during the first pandemic, and he was giving an interview on Radio 2, and he was just like, and it was called "If you can't do what you do, if you can't do what you do what you can." And I thought that's kind of like a really good sentiment. Like none of us can do what we do. Like my general day-to-day work is as a fashion stylist, and obviously that's kind of all gone out the window. So you just
Yeah.
have to do what you can. And
Yeah. I mean, and if it's towards helping people, then that's a plus as well. And at the end
yeah,
of the day, it's literally about the kids. That's all it is about, isn't it? And I guess it
yeah.
must be kind of, has it restored sort of your faith in humanity a bit working for such like an organization and seeing so many people come together?
Yeah, 100%. And just see like people falling over themselves to help each other. Like, so we've had to shut a couple of the stores today because of the weather. And then the volunteers that would usually be on those stores have been like, well, if there's anything else we can do, just let us know. Like, even on Christmas Day, one of the co-founders put a call out because we were one driver short delivering the food packages we were doing on Christmas Day. And straight away, people jumped on it and were like, okay, it's cool. I'll go and pick up these packages. And it's just like seeing that, you're like humankind is an amazing thing, and that's
Yeah.
that's kind of what we have to believe in.
That's incredible. And I mean, have you been surprised or shocked at just how many families need like packages like this and laptops for their kids?
Yeah, I mean, like the one, I think the kind of a big misconception is like people that is kind of visible poverty, and I was like, it's not necessarily visible poverty. A lot of the people that we could be delivering to will have two parents that work, but not like on minimum wage, and then you've got two kids, and then having to pay your rent, and then live in London. It's just not feasible. I mean, kind of one of the guys that we delivered to was an ambulance driver, but like not a paramedic. He just drove the ambulances.
Mm.
So they're kind of working on like a minimum wage, like £10.50 an hour or something like that, with two children. And and by the time they're working 12-hour shifts, they get to the supermarkets, the shelves are empty.
Yeah.
We found we were providing to people like that as well. And then people like, I mean, also like the whole digital poverty thing is such a wide spectrum. Like digital poverty isn't just kind of like a very poor family who can't afford the internet. It could be a family with three kids where they've only got one computer or one tablet between them. And that's
Yeah.
still equates to digital poverty because these children aren't getting the resources they need, because everything comes online. If you've got three different children at three different stages all fighting over one device, it's just not acceptable because they all need to learn equally.